After my family planned an engagement trip without my future wife, then I cut off their cash, exposed theft, and forced them to repay all. For my engagement, my entire family tried to plan a trip to Bora Bora without my fiancé. When I refused to pay, they secretly went anyway, using money I'd given them for bills. I found out on Facebook when my sister posted, "A wonderful day for a wonderful family. No fake smiles, no clowns." I commented, "Why?" My dad replied, "Didn't want to waste time on the clown who forgot who really matters." I smiled and typed back, "Surprise waiting for you when you get back." That same day, I made a decision. Hi, 33 male. Never thought a single Facebook post would blow up my entire family, but here we are. Some context first. I didn't go to college. At 19, I started working for a local HVAC company, learned the trade, and busted my ass. When I was 25, I took a risk and started my own business. Now I run a mid-size HVAC and solar installation company with 22 employees and contracts across 3 counties. Not bad for a guy who got laughed at by his own sister for just fixing air conditioners, right? My younger sister, Serena, 26 female, has always been the golden child. She's in grad school getting her master's in business administration and never misses a chance to remind everyone. She's the first real professional in the family. She's always posting on social media about her education journey and how she's breaking the cycle in our family. Meanwhile, I'm paying for her tuition, her apartment rent, her car payments, and pretty much everything else. She lives in a fancy downtown apartment that costs almost $2,000 a month because she needs to network with the right people. Now, before you start saying that's another dumbass who pays for entitled people for no damn reason, I'll tell you why I funded her life. When I was just starting my business and things were tight, Serena gave me $2,000 from her student savings. It wasn't a fortune, but it came at a critical time. I always remembered that. When my business took off, I started helping her in return. I had no problem with that. I was actually happy to help, and I make enough money. But what started as gratitude turned into expectation. It wasn't just Serena. I've been covering my parents' asses for years too. Their mortgage payments when they're short every other month, Dad's truck repairs, Mom's credit card bills, their utilities, all of it. That's because Dad lost his job at the factory 5 years ago and hasn't found the right fit since then. Mom works part-time at a department store but spends more than she makes. They're both in their late 50s but act like teenagers with their first credit cards. My dad's always going on about how family takes care of family whenever he needs cash. But that philosophy only seems to work in one direction. And my mom has this martyr complex where she'll call me asking for money, then act like she's doing me a favor by letting me help out. "Oh, Drew, I hate to ask again, but we're a bit short this month. I know you'd feel terrible if we lost the house." I did what a decent guy who thinks like a normal human being would do, help his family because they couldn't help themselves. Now the thing is, my fiancée Megan has seen this pattern of them not really recognizing what I do for them for the 3 years we've been together. She never told me to stop supporting them, but she'd ask questions like, did they even say thank you this time? Or do they ever plan to handle their own bills? I'd make excuses for them. But deep down, I knew she was right. Megan's different from any woman I've dated before. She's a nurse practitioner who works in the ER, tough as nails, but with this incredible compassion that drew me to her from day one. She grew up with nothing, like actually nothing, foster care, scholarships, worked her way through school. She doesn't take crap from anyone, and she doesn't understand people who can't stand on their own 2 feet. My family never liked her, even when she was just my girlfriend. They think she's cold and judgmental because she doesn't fall all over herself trying to please them like my previous girlfriends did. The truth is, she sees right through their crap, and they know it. I didn't care about their opinion of her. I proposed 1 month ago after her night shift at the hospital. Just brought her favorite, takeout, to her place and asked her while she was still in scrubs. When I called my parents to tell them, my mom's first question wasn't, "Are you happy?" but "Did you get a prenup?" Dad wanted to know if we were rushing into things. Serena didn't even congratulate me, just texted to ask if Megan was pregnant. That's the kind of support I get from them. Anyway, 1 week after the proposal, my parents called with what they said was exciting news. They wanted to plan a trip to Bora Bora to celebrate my engagement. "That's surprisingly thoughtful," I said, immediately suspicious. Then came the catch. Megan wasn't invited because she makes family gatherings awkward and doesn't understand our family dynamic. Oh, and they expected me to pay for the entire trip because it was my milestone, so it was only fair. I laughed, thinking they were joking. They weren't. "Let me get this straight," I said. You want me to pay for a luxury vacation to celebrate my engagement, but my fiancé can't come? It's a family thing, Drew, my mom explained, as if that made perfect sense. Megan is going to be family, I pointed out. Not yet, she isn't, my dad chimed in. And this is about our family, the one you were born into. I told them no. They tried guilt trips, emotional manipulation, everything you see in your nightmares. My mom even started crying on the phone, saying she'd always dreamed of seeing Bora Bora, and how this might be the last chance for a real family vacation with everyone's schedules. Dad took a different angle, bringing up every favor he'd ever done for me since I was 10 years old. When those tactics didn't work, they sent in the big guns. Serena called me that night while I was watching the game. "Hey bro," she said in that fake, cheerful voice that always means she wants something. "What's up?" I asked, already knowing where this was heading. "So, about this Bora Bora trip," she started. "I think you're really missing the point here." I muted the TV. "Am I?" "Yeah. This isn't about excluding Megan. It's about reconnecting as a family, just us, you know, the way it used to be before, well, everything changed. I could hear what she wasn't saying, before Megan, before I started setting boundaries. "We've always been there for each other," Serena continued. "Remember when you were starting your business? How we all supported you? There it was, the subtle reminder of that $2,000 loan from 7 years ago. Look," she said, her voice softening, "I've been stressed out of my mind with grad school. This vacation would mean so much to me. A chance to relax before finals and job interviews. Don't you want me to succeed?" The emotional manipulation was so obvious it was almost impressive. "Of course I do," I said. "Then why are you making this so difficult? It's not like we're asking for much. Just a family trip. Just the four of us, like old times. With Megan excluded." She sighed dramatically. "It's not about excluding her. It's about including us, your actual family. Megan is going to be my family too." "She's not yet, is she?" Serena's voice had an edge now. "Mom's really upset. You know she cried for like 2 hours after you said no. Is that what you want? To make Mom cry? That's not fair." "What's not fair is how you've changed," she said. "You used to put family first. Now it's all about Megan and what she wants. It's about respect," I said simply. "If you respected us, you'd do this one thing we're asking," she countered. "After everything we've been through together. If you respected me, you wouldn't ask me to exclude my fiancé from a trip I'm funding." She went silent for a second. "Fine," she said finally, her voice suddenly cold. "If that's your final answer, then I guess we know where we stand." "I guess we do," I replied. "You're going to regret this," she said quietly. "When you realize what you've thrown away." She hung up on me, and I just sat there for a minute staring at the wall. The audacity of these people. Like I'm supposed to feel guilty for not funding their little vacation while they treat my future wife like garbage. Yeah, that makes total sense. It's funny how they always phrase it like I'm losing something valuable. What exactly am I throwing away here? The privilege of being their free money dispenser? The joy of watching them take my money and then trash talk me behind my back? Such a terrible loss. After that call from my sister, my dad texted, "Son, don't let some woman control your life. You're making yourself look like a clown to please her. A real man stands with his blood family first, not some nurse who thinks she's better than us. You'll regret choosing her over us. Family is forever. Girlfriends are temporary." I just stared at my phone thinking, yeah, family is forever, until I stop paying the bills. Then we'll see how forever works out. Didn't even bother responding. Then I got the silent treatment for a few days. No calls, no texts. I figured they were just regrouping and planning their next assault on my boundaries. Probably sitting around a table strategizing like they were planning a damn bank heist, except the only thing they wanted to rob was my wallet. Then my mom sent a text. "We understand. Sorry for pushing. Let's talk soon." That was it. No more mention of Bora Bora. I thought I'd finally gotten through to them. That maybe they were actually respecting my decision for once. But then one afternoon, while I was at the office finishing up some quotes for a commercial job, I decided to take a quick Facebook break. That's when I saw it. The first post on my feed was a picture from my sister, my entire family, parents, Serena, even my uncle who lives 4 states away. All on a pristine beach in Bora Bora Bora. Clear blue water, white sand, those fancy overwater bungalows in the background. Everyone had those stupid tourist drinks with little umbrellas and huge grinning faces. The caption read, A wonderful day for a wonderful family. No fake smiles, no clowns. Posted 43 minutes ago. I stared at it, trying to process what I was seeing. They went to Bora Bora without telling me. After I refused to pay for a trip that excluded Megan, they went anyway. I scrolled through Serena's profile and saw more photos. Them boarding the plane 4 days ago, lounging by the pool, out on a boat tour. All with captions about quality family time and the people who really matter. My first thought was, how the hell did they pay for this? Then it hit me. The money I'd sent last month for Serena's tuition, the extra cash I'd given my parents to catch up on bills. They'd taken the money I provided for necessities and spent it on a luxury vacation I'd explicitly refused to fund. I felt something cold and hard settle in my chest. Not anger exactly, more like clarity. I commented on the beach picture. Why? Just that one word. I wanted to see what they'd say. My dad replied almost immediately, didn't want to waste time on the clown who forgot who really matters. I read it twice. He kept saying the clown. They meant me, because I chose Megan, because I wouldn't fund their vacation without her. Pretty rich coming from a guy who hasn't held down a real job in 5 years while his son pays all his bills. I didn't rage, didn't vent. Just typed one more comment, surprise waiting for you when you get back. Then I closed Facebook and picked up my phone. It was time to make some calls I'd been delaying for too long. Before that, I opened my financial software and pulled up every transaction I'd made for my family. Serena's tuition payments, $38,000 over the past 2 years. Her apartment rent, $1,950 per month for 3 years. Car payments, insurance, emergency credit card bailouts, all documented, all organized. My parents weren't any better. Mortgage assistance, $1,200 to $2,500 every other month. Dad's truck repairs, mom's credit cards, utility bills, all of it for years. I started printing everything out and organizing it into folders. Megan came into my home office and saw what I was doing. She didn't say anything at first, just put her hand on my shoulder. You finally had enough? She asked quietly. Yeah, I said. I'm done. She nodded. No smugness. No, I told you so. That's one of the reasons I love her. She doesn't need to be right. She just wants what's best for us. What's your plan? She asked, pulling up a chair next to me. Cut them off completely. No more money, no more bailouts, no more excuses. I was actually waiting for this moment to hit them where it hurts. And that vacation, that stupid, selfish thing? That was definitely my last freaking straw. They're not going to take it well, I snorted. That's an understatement, she said, but I'm done caring. Then I called Serena's landlord and explained I wouldn't be covering any more payments. Next month's rent would be entirely her responsibility. Still riding that wave of resolve, I dialed the university financial office and removed myself as the payment contact for Serena's tuition. The remaining balance for the semester, $21,500, was now due from her. Feeling the momentum build, I called the mortgage company, the utilities, insurance, credit card companies. One by one, I cut the financial cord. With each call, I felt a weight lifting. By the time I was done, I felt 10 pounds lighter, literal euphoria. How you feeling? Megan asked when I hung up from the last call. Like I should have done this years ago, I admitted. But hey, better late than never, right? Right, she agreed. And Drew, I'm proud of you. This isn't easy. She was right. It wasn't easy. Some twisted part of me still felt guilty, like I was abandoning them. But after seeing those beach photos, the clown comment, the years of being taken for granted, I had no mercy left. They made their choice, I said. Now they get to live with it. For the next 9 days, nothing. Complete silence from them. Just more vacation posts on Facebook. Serena sharing quotes about earning your success, while I was literally paying for the roof over her head. My parents posting about the importance of family while spending my money on beachfront massages. I slept like a rock for the first time in years. They got back on a Sunday. I knew because Megan got a text from Serena. We need to talk now. It's an emergency. Megan showed me, then deleted it without responding. Around 7:30 p.m., there was banging on our front door. Not knocking, banging, like someone was trying to break it down. Megan opened it before I could get there. My parents and Serena were standing on our porch, sunburned, jet-lagged, and absolutely furious. My mom pushed past Megan without being invited. "What the hell have you done?" she shouted. Megan didn't back up an inch. "He didn't do anything," she said. "He just stopped doing everything." My dad tried to play the reasonable one. Son, we got home to some very concerning notices. The mortgage company, Serena's school, the utilities. Funny how that works, I said. Almost like you can't afford your lifestyle without me funding it. Serena stepped forward, eyes red like she'd been crying. They're going to kick me out of my program. The bursars said I owe them $21,500 by Friday. Sounds like a you problem, I said with a shrug. Maybe start by selling all those designer bags I paid for, or that MacBook you just had to have for school but mostly use for Instagram. You know I can't afford that, she practically shrieked. And somehow that became my problem. Why? My mom turned on Megan like she'd been waiting for this moment. This is all you're doing. He was a good son until you poisoned him against us. He was a good son, Megan laughed. You mean a good bank? We're family, my dad insisted. Family takes. I cut him off and let out a harsh laugh. That's freaking rich coming from you. Where was this family takes care of each other crap when you excluded my fiancé from your little vacation? Where was it when you called me a clown online? Where was it when you took money meant for bills and tuition to go sip cocktails in Bora Bora? I pulled out my phone and showed them the Facebook post. See this? No clowns. That's me you're talking about. The same clown who paid your mortgage last month. The same clown who funded your daughter's entire life. Serena started sobbing. What about everything we've done for you? I gave you money when you were starting out. You gave me $2,000 once, I said, my voice ice cold. I've given you over $200,000 now. You won't stop throwing that pocket change in my face while shitting on my career every chance you get. You want to compare receipts? Because I've got 'em all, every single one. My dad stepped closer, trying to loom over me like he did when I was a kid. Didn't work anymore. I'm taller than him now, and a hell of a lot stronger from actual physical work. Listen here, he growled. You don't get to just decide. I don't get to decide what to do with my money? I cut him off. Actually, that's exactly what I get to do. My mom grabbed my arm. You can't do this to us after everything we've... Get your hand off me, I said, voice dead calm. She stepped back. I'd never spoken to her like that before. Get out, I told them. All of you, now. Son, you can't let a woman come between... She's not coming between anything. I cut him off again. She's standing beside me, which is more than any of you have ever done. They left with threats and tears, Mom calling me ungrateful, Dad warning I'd regret this, Serena sobbing about her ruined future. When the door closed, Megan looked at me. You okay? I nodded. Never been better. And I meant it. The next morning, my phone was blowing up with texts and voicemails. I ignored them all. Instead, I went to work like nothing had happened. Business as usual. My second in command, Mike, noticed something was up. You seem different today, he said as we reviewed the week's schedule. Different how? I don't know, man. Lighter. Like you got laid last night or something. He grinned. I laughed. Nah, just finally cut some dead weight. By midday, my dad had shown up at the office. Janet, our receptionist, called back. Your father's here, says it's urgent. Tell him I'm in a meeting, I replied. A meeting that's going to last until he leaves. 20 minutes later, Janet called again. He's still here, getting pretty insistent. I sighed. Fine. Send him in. Dad came in looking like he'd aged 10 years overnight. Eyes bloodshot, polo shirt wrinkled. Son. He started, then stopped. I just waited. Let the silence stretch. Your mother's a mess, he finally said. She was up all night crying. I kept my face neutral. And? She's your mother. Yeah. The same mother who took money I gave her for bills and spent it on a vacation. He had the decency to look embarrassed. That was a misunderstanding. Really? Explain it to me then. We thought you'd be happy we found a way to go without bothering you for extra money. I stared at him. So instead of using the money I gave you for what it was intended for, you spent it on a luxury vacation and deliberately excluded my fiancé. And that's supposed to make me happy? When you put it like that, how else is there to put it? That's exactly what happened. He shifted tactics. Look, Drew, we made a mistake. We admit it. But cutting us off completely, that's cruel. Cruel, I repeated. Like treating the woman I love like crap? Like taking advantage of my generosity for years without so much as a thank you? That kind of cruel? People say things they don't mean when they're upset. I don't. I cut him off. I mean every word I say. And right now I'm saying this, you're done taking advantage of me. You're going to learn to stand on your own 2 feet just like I had to. Drew, please. Your mother and I can't make the mortgage payment this month. We could lose the house. Then I guess you better start packing. His face hardened. You'd let your own parents become homeless? After everything we've done for you? I actually smiled, a dry one. I have actual work to do. Unlike some people, I earn my living. As he turned to leave, I called after him. Oh, and tell Serena she keeps posting lies about me online, I'll sue her for defamation. I've got screenshots of everything. The next few weeks were chaos. Texts, calls, emails, all demanding money. I blocked their numbers, filtered their emails. When they showed up at my office, I had security escort them out. But the family drama was leaking into other parts of my life too. My aunt called to tell me how disappointed she was in me. Some cousins unfriended me on Facebook. Old family friends took sides. I didn't really care. About 2 weeks after cutting them off, I was working late. Most of the guys had gone home. I was finishing up some bids when I heard the front door open. Thinking it was an employee who forgot something, I called out, "We're closed." Footsteps came down the hall. Then Serena appeared in my doorway. "Drew, please," she said. "You have to help me." I leaned back in my chair. "I don't have to do anything. They're going to kick me out of school and my apartment. Everything I've worked for, gone." "What exactly have you worked for?" I asked. "I paid your whole life while you posted online about being self-made and the first real professional in the family." She at least had the decency to look embarrassed. I opened my phone and pulled up one of her posts from 3 months ago. "So grateful I don't have to rely on anyone else. Unlike some people in my family who never got educated." "That about me?" She tried to stammer a response. "How about this one?" I continued. "First person in my family to have a real career and not just install AC units for a living. That about my fake career that's been paying for your entire freaking life?" "Drew, come on," she pleaded. "Remember when I helped you, that $2,000 when nobody else believed in you?" I laughed in her face. "Yeah, I remember. And I paid you back about 100 times over. I'm sorry, okay?" Tears started. "I was jealous. Your business took off and I'm still struggling." "You're not struggling. You've been living on easy mode with me paying all the bills." "We're blood," she said, pulling out the big guns. "You can't just turn your back on family." I leaned in close. "Watch me. You're about to see what happens when the ATM grows a spine." Her face hardened. "It's her, isn't it? That bitch has turned you against us." "Don't call Megan that." "Why not? It's what she is. A gold-digging bitch who saw an easy target." I stood up. "Get out." "She doesn't love you," Serena continued, voice rising. "She loves your money, just like those trashy HVAC Heroes t-shirts your guys wear. It's embarrassing. My professors ask what my brother does and I have to say AC repair like it's a real career." "Get out." "You know what? Fine. Throw away your real family for some bitch. You'll see what happens when—" I didn't hear the rest because I was already calling building security. They escorted her out while she screamed about betrayal and family loyalty. When I got home that night, Megan's car wasn't in the driveway. Weird. She should have been home hours ago. I found her in the kitchen holding an ice pack to her face. Her left eye was swollen, a cut on her cheek. "What the hell happened?" I asked, rushing to her. "Your sister happened," she said, voice tight with pain. "She was waiting for me when I got off work, screaming about how I ruined your family, how I turned you against them. When I tried to walk past her, she attacked me." I felt something dark and cold settle in my chest. "Did you call the cops?" "Yeah. Filed a report. They're looking for her now." I pulled out my phone, ready to rain hell on my family, but Megan stopped me. "Don't," she said. "It's what they want. They want you emotional, desperate to fix things. That's how they'll get their hooks back in." She was right, as usual. The morning after Serena attacked Megan, 2 officers showed up at our door. They took Megan's statement again, photographed her injuries, and advised us on getting a restraining order. "We picked your sister up last night," one officer told me. "She's been charged with assault." "Good," I said. "She needs to learn actions have consequences." After they left, I called Alex, my lawyer and old friend. I told him everything. The money, the vacation, the assault. He said he'd handle it and to come by that afternoon. That meeting set everything in motion. Within days, Serena was officially charged. No jail time, just a slap on the wrist because first-time offender. But the fallout didn't stop there. Word got around fast she got kicked out of grad school for non-payment and lost her apartment. Welcome to the real world. Meanwhile, life on our end kept moving forward. Business was booming. Megan and I put a deposit down on a new house and set a wedding date. For the first time in years, things actually felt good. And just as life was settling into peace, I got a call from Alex. Apparently, the bank had reached out. My parents had taken out a $70,000 business loan 6 months earlier and decided I was the perfect cosigner. Generous of them to make that decision on my behalf. Alex had reviewed the paperwork. It had my signature. Well, something close enough to fool a sleepy bank employee. I hadn't signed it, obviously. We brought in a forensic document examiner. 5 days later, the report came back. 100% forgery. My signature lifted from an old business license application my dad once had access to. Real subtle. Alex called me in. Here's where we stand. Solid proof of forgery. We can go to the police, likely criminal charges, or we can leverage this into a settlement that addresses all your financial grievances. What are you suggesting? A demand letter. We outline the forgery evidence, mention potential criminal charges, and propose they repay every penny you can document. Tuition, rent, bills, all of it, in exchange for not pursuing charges. I thought about it for 2 seconds. Putting them in handcuffs wouldn't get my money back, and some small stupid part of me didn't want to see them in jail. I just wanted them gone with some justice. Do it. Alex drafted the letter that afternoon. Cold, clinical, precise. It demanded $214,792.61, the exact amount I'd given them over the years. Or we go to the police. My dad called Alex the next day, scared shitless and desperate to avoid charges. They wanted to meet. I refused to see them. Alex met my dad and their hastily hired lawyer alone. They're freaking out, Alex told me afterward. They know they're screwed on the forgery. They'll settle, but say they can't come up with that kind of money all at once. Not my problem. They proposed selling the house, liquidating retirement accounts, Serena selling her car. Even with all that, they could only raise about $163,000 immediately. The rest, $51,534, in monthly payments of $2,147 over 24 months. I took it. Bird in the hand. The settlement took almost 2 months to finalize, but eventually Alex called. It's done. They've wired the initial $163,257. The rest is on a legally binding plan. Miss one payment and we take whatever's left. I met him at his office. He handed me a cashier's check and the signed papers. It felt surreal. They asked one more time if you'd lower the monthly payments, Alex said. They claim it's causing hardship. Hardship? I laughed. Tell them they're lucky they're not in jail, and if they miss a single payment, I'll push for the maximum charges. It's been almost 9 months since the settlement started. Megan and I got married in October with friends who actually support us. Business is doing great. We're in the new house, talking about kids soon. Life's good. My parents downsized to a small apartment. Serena moved in with them after losing everything and now works retail. Funny how the real professional folds clothes at the mall while the clown runs a company with over 20 employees. About 3 months ago, Serena sent a letter. No real apology, just excuses and a request to forgive some debt or help her get back on her feet. I didn't respond. Last week I ran into Mom at Home Depot. She looked older, tired. Drew, she said, you look good. Thanks. How's Megan? She's great. We're great. She shifted uncomfortably. Your dad had to get a second job, night security at a warehouse. We're thinking of moving. Serena got offered retail management in Arizona. Good for her. Drew, she hesitated. Was it worth it? Destroying your family over money? I stared at her, amazed at the audacity. Is that what you think happened? That I destroyed the family over money? Remind me which one of us went on a secret vacation with stolen money, forged signatures, and whose perfect daughter put my wife in the hospital. But sure, I'm the problem. Her eyes watered. We made mistakes. I grabbed my cart to leave. She put a hand on it. Are you ever going to forgive us? I looked her straight in the eye. I could have put Dad in prison for fraud. I could have ruined all of you financially for life. Instead, I took back what was mine. That's all the forgiveness you're getting. I walked away and added over my shoulder. Tell Serena if she sends one more letter asking for money, I'll add Megan's hospital bill to the settlement. That night, Megan and I sat by our new fire pit. She asked if I was okay. Yeah, I said, just thinking, for years I thought I was helping them, but I was just enabling them to keep treating me like crap. She leaned her head on my shoulder. You did what you had to do. We watched the fire in silence. We didn't need to say anything else. We had each other. That was enough. Some of the settlement money funded a new truck for the business. The rest is invested for our future. Every month, like clockwork, $2,147 hits my account, a reminder that